Welcome back, beautiful people. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I am your host, Zen Sams. Now, coming up in just a few, we have Paul Caldwell, Chairman and CEO of Caldwell Soames in Houston, Texas. Now, the firm has specialized since 1992 in strategic advisory, transaction advisory, and since 1998 has managed two private equity funds. One fund is a publicly traded enterprise fund, and the other is a private enterprise fund with a focus on investing in well-managed, transformative businesses. Now, today, Paul and I are going to be chatting about two of the companies outperforming in his portfolios. They are innovative and on the cusp of doing great things, revolutionizing their respective market and taking profitability to the next level. We're going to be looking at the original two digital corporations, otherwise known as OG2D. And if you go to www.og2d.com, you're going to discover a platform that connects passionate fans with 100% authenticated and original NFT collectibles in art, entertainment, and memorabilia. Now, the platform was created to bring together diehard creators and collectors to buy, sell, and trade 100% original art that is in a unified and secure ecosystem. And I'd love to hear it firsthand from the man himself. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Yeah.
Doing great, doing great. Now, these are very interesting companies here, and I'm very proud to announce that you are chairman of Caldwell Soames, and these companies reside within your portfolio. Now, OG2D is quite unique. Firstly, I wanted to kind of introduce the carbon neutral NFT topic to the world because I know that that's something that you guys pride yourself on. Do you want to give us a little bit more info about carbon neutral NFT and how it's comparative to what you guys are doing on the platform?
Sure. Carbon neutral in general has never been a very important topic to me personally from an investment point of view. I really never understood it. But also now, one thing that's happening around the world is you have governments like in Europe, for example, legislating carbon neutrality for companies in the consumer product space and so on and so forth, pretty much full circle. And companies that are not carbon neutral or moving towards carbon neutral with an effective certified plan will be being taxed at higher rates because they're in business in Europe, for example, and they don't have that carbon neutrality. That's the one thing. And then as I got to understand it more, and you really look at cryptocurrencies, for example, anytime something's done with a cryptocurrency, a buy, a sell, a send, a receive, there are costs that go along with this, and different cryptocurrencies have different costs associated. In the NFT space, these are non-fungible tokens that are being minted by NFT marketplaces or by people that use the NFT marketplace to sell and buy and trade their NFTs. OG2D, we found it an interesting addie to our portfolio with Original Digital Corporation because their take on the whole business was quite different than anything we saw out there. And we're really looking for things that are transformative opportunities, companies, businesses that are well managed. First of all, that's a really keystone component, an important component for us in the first place. But then also that aren't just innovative, they're not just disruptive, upwardly or otherwise, but they're transformative. And in other words, they transform how people think about things that they do that are important to them.
That sounds brilliant, but
neutrality is important.
And exactly that. That sounds so interesting. And let's go back to that carbon neutrality. Now, the average NFT creation produces a carbon footprint of over 200 kilograms, and that's equal to driving 500 miles. But since these particular ones are built on Algorand, each NFT created on OG2D offsets virtually untraceable emissions. Now, for those unfamiliar, I'm just going to address the audience. Algorand is a decentralized blockchain technology network with its native currency being known as Algo, ALGO. And according to CoinMarketCap, Algorand is the 34th largest cryptocurrency in terms of market cap. The total value of all the coins or tokens on the network. So this is quite interesting, and it's going to parlay into why this matters in the bigger picture in terms of Algorand that offers highly competitive fees. Do you want to walk us? I mean, they offer highly competitive fees of around 10 cents per NFT minted versus other blockchains can cost up to like $1,000. So tell us a bit more about this Algorand.
Yeah, Algorand's been a great partner strategically for us as an alternative blockchain. So for OG2D, OG2D is the first NFT marketplace to successfully mint NFTs on Algorand. It's the cost. The cost is one thing. Carbon neutrality is another.
Yeah,
it's 10 times more efficient in some cases, but overall, comparing it to Ethereum, for example, 100 times more efficient to mint and to transact using Algorand blockchain for the NFTs that OG2D is minting. And an important component to that too is that there's a process that goes into this whole NFT minting, NFT sale, NFT listing process. It needs to be as efficient and effective as possible. It also needs to be totally decentralized. Many NFT marketplaces are not completely decentralized. There are components of those NFT marketplaces that can break down if vendors go out of business that supply those marketplaces with services, for example, services and things. If they're centralized at their servers, that could go down. And if that goes down, you wake up and you don't have access to your NFT anymore. But having it fully decentralized through a DAO structure and so forth. OG2Ds, we're just super enthusiastic in our portfolio for a bunch of reasons.
Without a doubt. And you know, when you look at these companies, of course, you look under the hood and you see that they're not only very innovative and entrepreneurial, and they've taken matters into their own hands in the digital process, but they make a positive impact every time you support artists and creators specifically, which I love about this OG2D is a percentage of every transaction goes towards supporting worthy causes around the world. So it's great to have companies that are also giving back. And then when we talk about companies, let's parlay this very nicely into ogpay.com. Now, OGPay is basically money management transformed in simple terms, and they've devised a system that is high value, secure, and really cost efficient, a new way to basically use your money around town and around the world, where you can to my understanding send and receive money globally for free. Now, people love free. You could pay for goods and services in person or online. You could pay your bills. You could sell digital currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so much more. And they have, and this is what actually caught my attention, a multilingual, multi-currency platform that has you up and running in minutes. But the multilingual was extremely important because, you know, I have a lot of relatives that are not fluent in English, but are in other areas of the world. And that is a huge plus. So kudos to you for another great find, Paul. This OG Pay mobile wallet is incredible. Tell me more about it.
Well, Zen, we started with that company. We started in the fintech space in 2016 and in the funds in our portfolios, and looking at and investing in early stage fintech related, crypto related and enterprises. But we're not early stage, we're not venture. So there weren't many to look at really that had enough maturity for us to get excited about it. The OG Pay team has been in development since 2017. And the core technology for years prior to that. So we got enthusiastic about the proven capacity of the core technology. We got really excited though when we realized that we could build interoperability layers. They could build these layers of interoperability using today's modern technologies to create a decentralized finance oriented fintech solution that would make people, hey, you know, it's a big question, right? Why would anybody want to put another app on their phone? Think about your phone. How busy is it? You have your banking app, probably your investment app. You have your
I was
your other
just deleting apps just before. I was deleting apps and making space. And I also want to say that you're right. Like, who would want to? But when you look under the hood and you look at a company like OG Pay, it's FDIC insured, which is, for me as a mom, I was like, that's great, because a lot of companies are not. And like you said, this isn't a startup. So keep going. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but I know that the FDIC insured was a big thing for me, and I think it is for a lot of people to feel safe.
Yeah, I think so too. And the FDIC component is on the fiat side of the business. It's in the mobile wallet. It also addresses the cards, the OG Pay virtual and physical Visa card. Also, those accounts are fully FDIC insured. And then the crypto component to the platform also has a private insurance that we put in place to ensure transactions there. But the interoperability to be able to load money on the platform and from anywhere in the world to anywhere, and then send it to anywhere
in real time.
OG Pay users in real time with no fees. And then the other opportunity is to really interplay the mobile wallet marry the mobile wallet with a virtual Visa card and a physical Visa card, enabling transactions now to move the money from there to the card. So the card doesn't have to maintain the balances. If someone steals a typical debit card today and they could just press credit and they can cause you all kinds of trouble. That cannot happen at OG Pay for many reasons, the security layers and the function of it.
Right, which makes a lot of people feel very comfortable. And on the digital assets portfolio side, it's also important to note that, immediately upon opening your OG Pay account, you could begin funding it and start buying and selling cryptocurrencies immediately, right? And of course, this brings us into where the world is headed. We have about 2.5 minutes left. And talking about all this cryptocurrency, we now know that the second largest US mortgage lender is going to accept payment in Bitcoin. And it stands to be said that it's United Wholesale Mortgage, which made its public debut in January via SPAC merger. Really, this is not something that we had heard of over and over again. I mean, this is recent, and they announced plans this week that they're going to accept cryptocurrency for home loans, and it's being billed as a first for the national mortgage industry. What do you say to this, Paul, really quickly, like in under a minute?
I say that I think that's the trend. I think that trend's going to continue. I think as cryptocurrencies become more acceptable, in so much that the marketplace accepts them, but also the regulatory environment continues to mature around cryptocurrencies versus assets. There are STOs that the STO business is backed up now, significantly, and the largest STO underwriter now has like 400 deals in their pipeline. Right, it's crazy. But if you really think about the cryptocurrencies and the utilization of them, it's how do you platform the cryptocurrency so Mary Smith's Anywhere USA or Anywhere World can actually use a cryptocurrency to actually transact and buy bread or milk or do real things that she does every day. And that's one of the interoperable solutions. That's one of the things that was solved for with OG Pay, is the ability to own that cryptocurrency, but get instant liquidity back into a card or into a mobile wallet, be able to transact that instantly. So
in real time, exactly.
In real time. So liquidity and risk are big deals when it comes to cryptocurrency. Liquidity and risk, two big things.
Okay, guys, so listen, that's Paul Caldwell from Caldwell Soames, and he is full of knowledge. He's definitely going to be coming back on again to talk more about all of these cool companies, cool investments, the amazing portfolios that he's managing, but really being at the forefront of the digital process and really giving it to you guys straight on our segments here. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure speaking with you today.
My pleasure, Zen. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
Absolutely. You guys are listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Soames. We'll be right back after this.